Good morning, class, and welcome to your virtual course, Math 60, Calculus 1. My name is Dr. Araipur. You can call me Dr. A if it's easier for you to pronounce that way. I sent you several emails regarding the course, giving you a chance to explore the course, and here's the homepage of Canvas. So the way I've set it up, you just follow the numbers. So number one, there is a welcoming message. It was a minute long or 2 minute long message welcoming you to the course. I'm very happy to have you here. Number two, class philosophy. Let's quickly look at that.
This class is a community and therefore, we all have the same objective, to learn. Online students often feel isolated, but it is vitally important to know you are not in this alone. I would like each of you to approach our online class with a great attitude and a willingness to help one another. Many problems and questions can be resolved by asking a fellow student. I am always here to help you, but I truly believe your experience will be more fruitful if you communicate with your fellow students as well. Let us work together to make this a memorable semester for each and every one of us. Course objectives. The objectives of our Calculus 1 course are about the introduction of fundamental concepts of calculus, which is a branch of mathematics focused on understanding rates of change and accumulation. Accordingly, the main goal of Calculus 1 is to introduce students to the fundamental ideas and techniques of calculus, which are essential for understanding change and variation in a variety of fields, including physics, engineering, economics, and more. The course will be centered on several main topics covering the notion of basic concepts of analytic geometry, limits and continuity, and differentiation and integration of algebraic and trigonometric functions. Applications include related rates, extreme value problems, area under a curve, volume of revolution, work.
And of course, you can contact me by emailing me via Canvas. If you do so, it shows which course you are registered in, or if you're just emailing me, mriper@lbcc.edu, make sure the subject line has your information, meaning which course you're emailing from. Going back to the homepage, number 3 would be a bunch of announcements. Let me put this in student mode. So these are the announcements that were sent to you in the form of an email, and there will be more announcements coming your way. And basically the purpose of that was to give you a chance to explore the course. Later on, you receive emails, for example, regarding the exam. Exam is password protected. And if for any reason you missed that, you can find it under the announcements. Number 4, now these are the stuff we want to look at, but before we do that, I want to go to the bottom of the page and remind you, this is the office hours and the Zoom meeting and how to join for office hours. Whereas this one, Tech Connect Zoom, this is where you join the class meeting. Two different things. Please don't mix them up. All right. So what else is there? Syllabus, modules, homework, exams, everything can be found under the modules. Now, before we go there, we're going to start with the syllabus. Whether you click on it right here or the left navigation bar makes no difference. So here's the syllabus. We have the Excel calendar, which gives us roughly what is being covered on a regular basis and when is the exam. For example, the first exam is coming up shortly. The orientation start is today. There is a chapter 1 review, which is the review of prior knowledge of mathematics, is due in a couple of days. This one is the actual syllabus with details. It starts with welcoming you to the course, and then we have the format in the form of topics, because it's way too large. You can skip and go to a topic of interest. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes going over the entire thing. First, the course, the section number, course catalog, student learning outcome, course objectives. The text, basically, you have what's called the first day access. So when I'll show you where to find it, of course, under the modules, where you find your digital platform by WebAssign or Cengage, you might call it, and the book in the form of an ebook available to you. Class calendar. Again, it shows you how to enter the class using the information here, or simply go to the Zoom on the left navigation bar of Canvas. Exam dates are given. The setup is such that every exam takes place on Saturday. The reason I put it on Saturday because I want you to be relaxed and do a good job on your exam. So the week of the exam, on Monday or Tuesday, you receive information about the exam, including the password. And of course, the due date is Saturday. You can take it any date you want, even before that. So you don't necessarily have to take it on Saturday. However, you don't want to wait, uh, for a late time to take the exam, because if you are waiting way too long, you'll be tired and you may not have enough time. For example, if you start at 11 p.m. on Saturday, you have only 59 minutes. So, and of course, exam reviews prior weeks is done. There is no proctorial. I believe we are all here to learn. So basically, watch the recordings and get ready to take the exam. We will have, of course, the recordings available in my YouTube channel. It will be posted. The meetings takes place on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Calculators. You can only use scientific calculator during the exams. There is one particular exam and actually one or two questions that you can use a graphing calculator, and there is a reason for it. As we come across it, I will let you know. I'll put a list of free online calculators and resources for you here. Tech support from the publisher, from Canvas, from campus. Every piece of information is here. Math Success Center, and I'll go over that a little bit more in a moment. The information about Math Success Center, the tutoring is free. And we have the websites, their locations, their hours. The grading policy, everybody, it's very straightforward. The homework, 200 points. You have multiple attempts. Quiz, 100 points, one attempt, just like the exams. There are 4 exams. Each one is 100 points. The final, which is comprehensive, is 300 points. And this is a point system, which makes it easy to figure out. 1,000 points is total points that we can gain. So A, 90% or higher, that means 900 and above. B, 80% or higher, that means 800 to 899 points, so on and so forth. There is no makeup policy because you have plenty of time to take them, but if something comes up with proper documentations, let me know. The lowest grade before the final may be replaced by the final, as long as the final score is good, meaning 80% or higher. Homework and quizzes are at 95% or higher. And more importantly, this action would result in a higher letter grade. Remember, if we do that, and for example, somebody has 720 points and it becomes 770 points, still a C. Okay. And of course, if an exam is missed, it will not be replaced by the final exam score, and the student will receive 0. Most likely the students will be dropped when they miss an exam, but just in case. Course late work, there's a 10% penalty. I suggest you don't rely on that. CSULB 36 is an interesting uh, a piece of statistics which indicates we need a minimum of 5 hours per unit. Okay, 15 hours for the 5 unit course. We need 3 times the number of units, and this is a 5 unit course. We need 15 hours outside the classroom to do well. Dropping policy, basically, if you miss the orientation, registering with the publisher, getting the first assignment, or in any of the exams, the first or second exam, you will be dropped. Then we have more information, websites, and otherwise, such as DSPS and financial aid, and so on. Summary steps to success: study the PowerPoint, homework, quizzes, practice test. Okay, send any question you might have, attend the review sessions, and um, in other words, watch the recordings if you miss the class, and take the exam by their due date. Office hours are posted at the bottom of the homepage of Canvas, as well as right here. Then we have more information such as basic needs, justice scholars. And this one, this last piece, I want to, explain a couple of things. An etiquette for online learning is pretty much like on campus. So we want to be absolutely professional and courteous towards one another. And we always want to use correct spelling and grammar when we write something, when we send an email, and in short, have a positive tone and basically follow the guidelines for that. It's very straightforward, everybody. So that's the syllabus. If you want to get into a specific topic in the syllabus, come back here. It will always be here. Now, the next one I want to discuss before I get to the modules, what do you find under the discussions? We have a student bios, and I have put mine as an example. And please put yours so your fellow students get to know you. If you want to reply to a fellow student, that'd be wonderful. But remember, always use encouraging words and be courteous, please. The next one is a frequently asked questions. It takes a minute of your time to look at it. Such as how do you use the math editor in Canvas? Where do we find tech supports? Those are the questions that have come up. Where to find the exam password? As it was mentioned, there will be an announcement and with the same topic, exam one, exam two, and so forth. And you receive an email about a week in advance that has all the information, including the password. You miss that, you can find it under the announcement. Okay. So going back to the home page again, before I go to the modules, after the discussion, I want to discuss Math Success Center. Now, this is where you can find free tutoring, virtual front desk they have here. MSc Math Success Center is on Discord. We have tutorials for various courses. Free calculator loan program. Pay attention to that. That is limited. It's first come, first served. If you don't have a calculator, you need a physical calculator, go get it from them. And they have it. Again, it's, as far as I know, it's limited. So first come, first served. I have given you resources online for free. Okay. free walk-up or drop-in, in-person, online help. So math, stats, more other support. So the bottom line is the Math Success Center is here to help, okay? And everything that is there pretty much is free, okay? So actually, let me close that and this one. So we go back to the home page of Canvas. And the next thing I want to discuss is the modules and what we find there. So modules. The top one, and I'm going to come back to this at the end. The first thing is where you get your digital platform, Math60. Okay, you get access to WebAssign. Okay. And the next one is the ebook. Ebook can be found under that one as well. I want to first go over these recorded lectures. So what you find here is the following. If I click on the first one, this is the latest recording of the practice test / exam review from the get-go, from the beginning all the way to the end. If anybody wants to go ahead, you can follow that. You find everything that you need there. Also, I have the lectures from section 1.1, section 1.1, all the way to the end. Okay, so those are my YouTube channels. And the new recordings for this semester, I put it right at the top of this one. Anybody wants to know, and there's not really much of a difference between the new recordings and, for example, last semester. And as long as you watch the recordings, you're really ready to move. Now, going back to the modules, again, I'll come back to this top in a moment. Then you have exam one module. Exam one module, because it has a preview, has a little bit more. Exam two modules is similar to that. Exam three module, exam four module. This one is for the final. Then we have the calculator information, extra chapter 6 used to be part of calculus 1. And so we are going to look at actually the one before the last, which is the graphing calculator. This is a resource, everybody. So you see a lot of online calculators here. You also can follow the instruction here to see if you can download an emulator for TI calculator into your computer. Sometimes it's hard to make it work, but at least the resources are given. And if you scroll down, then you get the commands and so forth. So this is basically a resource that you may or may not need it. So this was the last one. Now I want to go back to the top and look at the very first module, which is exam one module, weeks 1 to 3. What do we start with? This is a resource, everybody, a pre-calculus resource. It's a good one that you look at to check your prior knowledge of mathematics, because as long as you have the proper knowledge to move on, this course becomes fairly nice and easy. And it has different parts. From algebra to analytic geometry to functions, and of course, trigonometry and the answer. So it does have the answer as well. So I highly recommend you spend some time on that to make sure you're pretty comfortable with that. The next one is chapter 1 review, PowerPoints, and I have it in two forms, PowerPoint and PDF file. PDF file in case you can't make the PowerPoint work. If you could make it work, and we're going to go over that, if you put that in slide mode, so as we go through that, it's you don't have to write anything when we go over that. I just want you to pay attention and make sure you're comfortable with that. If need be, you can make up a formula sheet and index card. But when we get to the examples, it's important to know you won't see a page like this. Rather, you see the question, and then step by step, we go over it, and you see the solution step by step. So the purpose of getting this to you is to make sure you have the least amount of writing, but rather pay attention and learn the concept. So this was the pre-calculus diagnostic. This was chapter 1 review in the form of a PowerPoint. The next one is a PDF file format of the same thing. Okay. And exam 1 really starts from here because chapter 1 reviews the review of pre-calculus in essence. So chapter 2, that's what we cover for exam 2. And these are different sections at 2.1, 2.2, and so forth. And again, I want to remind you that when you have a PowerPoint, if you put it in slide mode, you can see things step by step. Okay, so that's the PowerPoints for chapter 2. Now, exam 1 review. Again, in the form of a PowerPoint is here, which has a few parts, limits and derivatives, and again, just the same as any other PowerPoint. When we put it in slide mode, we see step-by-step work. And again, it won't be the entire page, which makes it difficult to understand, rather line by line, step by step, to make sure we understand the concept. So the bottom line is, for now, you're concerned with module 1 and nothing else. When we are done with module 1, exam 1 module 1, weeks 1 to 3 module, whatever you want to call that, then you know exactly what to do with the next one, so on and so forth. Okay. In any event, let's go back to the top. Now that we are finished, let me first go back to the home page. So we covered everything. And now we want to look at WebAssign. So what I want to do, I want to leave the student view. Just close this in case. So I'm going to go back to the modules, and right at top, this one will give me everything I want, and this is the book. So if I click on that, so it takes me to Cengage, WebAssign. Okay. All right. As far as we are concerned, this is the one we want. I You see only one of them because I teach two, I see both. Now, generally speaking, you want to click on all to see if the entire thing is not given to you, you want to click on all. Okay. But in any event, let's also put this in student mode. So okay. Now here's what I want you to notice. Number one, the chapter one preview is doing a couple of these. That is the review of pre-calculus. That is what gives you the prior knowledge of mathematics. And really the purpose of that is very simple. You find out when you go through that how comfortable you are with prior knowledge of mathematics to move on. And if you find a topic that you're uncomfortable, you can practice with that. If need be, you let me know and I give you um, my YouTube channels that I have for various math courses that should be helpful. Then you start, there is a homework, there is a quiz, and so forth. The very first thing I want you to notice is the due date. There seems to be the due date right before the exam, all of it. So what's going on with that? Um, it's just, okay. Now, let's make it all assignments. So does that mean we have to wait until that day, the day before the exam, to do the homework? The answer is absolutely not. You want to make sure that, let me just, it's easier to see it here. You want to make sure, so if you look at all of these dates, 9, 12, 9, 12, you want to make sure when we cover a section, you do the homework and quiz. If you wait until the day before the exam, here's the exam day, and everything is due before that, except the chapter one review. If you wait until there, then you will not have enough time to learn. So every day you do a section on a daily basis, or sometimes every other day. In other words, every week you want to do a few sections just to be on the safe side. And so you do the homework. And the good thing about that is when you want to do the homework, if you come across a question that you might find it difficult, some of the questions have video examples. So for example, this one, let's say we find it difficult after watching the lecture note and everything else, the video, still it might be difficult for us. We can watch this, okay, and just spend
The
a couple
flash
of
unit on a
that
camera
we'll go over.
operates by storing charge on a capacitor.
Okay. So that video example will help. Also, if you click on read it, it will take you to the text. You can read the topic. So you can watch a video or you can read the topic either way. Or maybe you do both, okay? And that gets you ready to do the example. When you're done, you submit the answer. The moment you submit the answer, the grade for that part will be registered, okay? If you didn't do a good job, if you made a mistake, all you have to do, practice another example. It's really that simple. So it makes it very easy to get a good grade. So let's quickly recap what we did today. So here's the homepage of Canvas, everybody. Number one, a message welcoming you to the course. Number two, class philosophy and course objective. Number three, you can go to the announcements. And these are the announcements in case you miss them in the form of emails. And before we go over number four, at the bottom of the page, this Zoom meeting refers to the office hours. Tech Connect Zoom right here is where we can find our class and attend the class. Syllabus had two parts, the Excel calendar and the actual syllabus with details. Discussions, we have student bios and frequently asked questions. Math Success Center is a tutoring center, free, and it offers a lot of services to all students, again, for free. And again, number four, regarding the modules, what do you find there? Under the modules, first at the very bottom, you have extra stuff, chapter 6, and you have information about the calculator, so that's a resource. At the very top, you have the recorded lecture. You have access to WebAssign /Cengage digital platform. You're concerned with the first module for now. It has a pre-calculus diagnostics, chapter 1 review in the form of a PowerPoint as well as a PDF file. We have chapter 2, all the PowerPoints per lecture, and then exam 1 review. At the very top, it will take us to WebAssign. When we do the homework, we have a choice of using the practice another to get a better grade in case we made a mistake with any of our work. So this is the synopsis of what we need to get started with the course. So I wish everybody best of luck and happy studying.